The communication professional of today and the future fundamentally has to be a cross-functional generalist. They can't just be in their discipline. Communications is about being the voice of an organization. It's meant to be able to define for culture, for drumbeat that goes on, and to be able to do that effectively and with meaning is that they really need to be able to understand the business. It is not about understanding how per se just to communicate. It's really about understanding what to say, when to say, how to say it, and that impact that you need to have in an organization to really have a meaningful place and a strategic place in the business. Professionals that we work with and that our clients are looking for are those very capable communications professionals that understand how to talk about insights, to prove their business case, and how to talk about measurement to say, look, this is how successful we've been for the business. To be able to be relevant and successful in the future, you need the right type of skill sets in those types of professionals that align with your culture. So, you're not looking at per se just somebody's CV, you're looking at somebody's raison d'etre, why they get up in the morning and what impact they're going to have on that business. Those things have to align for success for both candidate and client. The employee economy is really about how it's a fundamental business imperative that if companies want to hit their future goals, they really need to invest in the right type of people to be able to do that. It's fundamental, and the marketplace for talent is so competitive. All businesses have digitized, so it's like, how do we get the IT people? How do we get the right type of people to fit our culture? Are we looking for change masters? What is it that we need to ensure that we're relevant and successful in the future? Because the future is closer than you know it. I think the worst thing, and I really, really struggle with this, is, and I really do correct people who start talking in this vernacular in interviews with me, it's talking about what I want. It's the I. This is what I want from my employer. This is what I want. This is what I expect. It's not about just what an individual wants. If you come from that perspective, you're not opening up into a conversation about a real value exchange. All relationships, as much as it's, in be it a personal or professional, it is about a value exchange. What are you going to bring to the table of value to your employer that your employer is going to value you back to be able to give you what you want? If you can come from that angle, you'll be much more successful in opening up a dialogue with a potential new employer. Well, it's really interesting because most people think I'm quite confident, but I'm quite shy. And networking is not easy, especially if you're a little bit shy. But I think it's like all things, you just have to put yourself out there, try, find the things that work for you. Always remember that there is interesting topics to talk about, especially at a conference like this. Talk about what are the key things that you're finding interesting? What are your insights? What are your takeouts? What would you like to share? We're all in communications, and think about your reputation and how you'd like to pitch yourself. Just do it, really, as Nike would say.